It's sleep.
What's up, y'all? It's your favorite designer, August here, and we're here to talk about how to become a more confident fashion designer.
Being August.
Most people think your confidence as a designer comes from like sales or getting posted by this influencer or just like a bunch of clout, a bunch of validation, and like the ways that most people have depicted to you what success is. I think that confidence comes from somewhere else, and we're going to talk about that now. If you want to feel confident as a designer, stop obsessing over the final product and fall in love with the journey. Also, fall in love with becoming better at the skills that are required to be a better designer. I've seen so many designers from super experienced and like well proven in the game to beginners that lack confidence because they don't have the skills, they don't know how to clearly translate their ideas or clearly execute their ideas, and most of the times it's just a few months of super disciplined and dedicated attention to improving a certain skill, whether that be on the Adobe suite or pattern making or mood boarding. Just getting better at these things it's information, it's talent that never could be taken from you. And I think that provides a true confidence when in certain meetings and in certain rooms, and just gives you confidence in like when to say no, when to say yes, what pictures to choose, and just being super like clear-minded in like what image and just like message you're trying to get out. Most designers feel like they're not a real designer until they have like a super successful drop, or until like their favorite celebrity wears it and posts it. But really that's a backwards way of thinking. You're a real designer when you can clearly demonstrate your ideas, when you can clearly execute your ideas, and when you're able to have a little bit of knowledge and experience in just about every part of the process, you know what I mean, where nothing feels alien to you. If you have to outsource graphics or patterns or whatever, you want to be able to clearly demonstrate, clearly communicate what your idea is to these people. When you think about it, most of the most confident designers are confident not because of what they achieved, but because of what they know. And you'll realize that the more you know, the more you get used to just perfecting those skills and perfecting your craft, you really will become a more confident designer, and you'll feel like more of a real designer. So what skills do I think you can improve on to make you a more confident designer? I think graphic design, video editing, pattern making, and then like getting comfortable, like touching a lot of fabric sourcing, and just like studying what certain fabrics are used for, like how much they shrink, how much they stretch. Something that I dedicated all of February to and all of January was to become a better graphic designer. I honestly like always wanted to feel confident on Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop, and now I do. And my level of like respect for myself as a designer, my level of confidence as a designer has like 10 times literally just by focusing a few hours every day on these things. Like I can create sketches and certain things that I couldn't create before, which is allowing me to communicate myself more clearly. And ultimately, like, yeah, that's my goal. That's what really brings me like this level of like comfort and validation. Cool, I want to sell out. I want everybody to think I'm the best designer in the world, but truly, like, when I fall asleep at night, just knowing I got better at what I wanted to get better at, and I have this image in my mind of like being able to teach, being able to share, and being able to do it in like a real clear, like confident way is like something that will always be important to me. One of the biggest things that designers or creatives deal with is imposter syndrome. But if you want a remedy to your imposter syndrome, I think it's exactly what I'm telling you now. Improve at your skills, become a better designer at the things or improve your skills at the things that you are focused on, your version of designing or your world of designing, and that will really like take away that imposter syndrome feeling. Now, the main problem with only being focused on just like getting that viral moment or selling out is that you'll never truly feel secure as a designer. there's nothing you can do or say that will like guarantee that you're gonna sell out or guarantee that you're gonna get that viral moment. And if that's all you're going for, it really will affect your security. It will affect like just how you feel as a designer and as a person. So if you really want to feel secure, you have to shift your mindset from being focused on like this end result or being focused on like making things that go viral or making things that just that outside validation, and you have to look inside and see like what it is that's important to you and what will really help you be proud of yourself. And the problem is when you chase results instead of growth, your like confidence will always be attached to outside validation. But when you're like chasing growth, you're in control of that. You could like say, I'm not gonna talk to nobody today, I don't care what sells, I don't care what I do, I'm gonna learn this. And boom. Just you deciding to do that, like once you learn that one thing, you've now grown, you now have that clarity, feel better about yourself. When your confidence comes from your skills and your growth, that's something that nobody can ever take away from you. It doesn't matter how much you sell or just whatever. It's like nobody can take your education away from you, nobody can take your skills away from you, and it really will provide you this comfort and confidence as a designer. Measure your success differently. Next drop, instead of asking yourself how much did I sell, ask yourself what new skill did I improve on. For example, you should be able to end this month saying, I learned how to make the perfect tech pack, or I know how to draw my own t-shirts and pants on Procreate now, or I can create little figures or whatever, little stickers on Photoshop, or I know how to edit the exposure and things like that on Photoshop, and now I'm doing my own editing of my lookbooks. Like that should be the mindset shift that you have, instead of only being focused on selling out, only being focused on virality. Confidence isn't about what people think about your designs, it's how you feel about yourself. And when that's attached to getting better at your skills and growing as a designer, that makes it way easier and just way more real than when it's attached to outside validation and it's controlled by how many items you sell or how many likes you get on a post. Drop a comment below, what's one skill you're working on right now? Let's grow together, become better and more confident designers together, and set a goal this month to just improve vastly at just one skill, putting in at least 4 hours a day in on one skill, one program. Drop a comment below what that program's gonna be. And of course, if this helped, subscribe, comment, like, share it to a friend, or I'm a
Being August.